Hi, I'm Jeff Taylor with the Jeff Taylor Real Estate Group, and I want to talk about buyers and the 3 periods within a contract that are there for their protection. When a buyer goes under contract, there's really 3 periods that are built into that contract to protect the buyer and ultimately their earnest money. The first period is called due diligence. Due diligence is the time where the buyer can wake up in the morning and decide they don't want the house. But it's really intended for the buyer to get a professional inspection on the home. Once the inspection is performed, the buyer will develop a list of requests to the seller for these repairs. That process will be negotiated, and hopefully the seller will take care of all the repairs, or maybe you negotiate something in between. If you can't come to an agreement, you can terminate and get your earnest money back. The second period is typically the appraisal. If you're getting a loan or if you're doing cash, you can have the home appraised. If for some reason during the appraisal process the home doesn't appraise for value or higher, the buyer has the right to go back to the seller, negotiate that price. If they can't come to an agreement, the buyer can terminate and they get their earnest money back. The third and last period is called the financing contingency. And this is the period where the lender and the buyer are passing paperwork back and forth until the lender gives them what's called a clear to close. At this point, we know the buyer is fully qualified and can move forward. If for some reason the buyer cannot get qualified for that loan and that contingency has not expired, the buyer has the right to terminate and they get their earnest money back. All 3 of these periods were built in to protect the buyer. They are your right, and make sure your agent is working with you on what those periods are and helping you guide through that process. If you're buying or selling a home, or there's a topic I haven't covered, please give us a call or send us an email. We'd be happy to help.